Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Reb Melissa. I am Reb Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because, say it with me, y'all, practice makes progress. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So I just made it back from the gym in a nick of time. The instructor did this fun thing after class today where she said it was going to be raining men. And so, of course, today the class was packed. She said on Tuesday, don't miss Thursday's class because it's going to be raining men. So it was a little extra crowded today. I wonder why. And she had like a little raffle. And then she wound up giving people whose names were called in the raffle a chocolate man. Well, I should say a man made of chocolate. That's probably a better way of putting it. A man made of chocolate, a little doll made of chocolate. She gave that to the winners. So I was so happy I did not win because no, I do not need that kind of temptation in my life. No, I don't. So shout out to our wonderful weight strength training instructor at 24 Hour Fitness. She is amazing. So, how are you all doing? I am making exercise, strengthening my body, toning my muscles, part of my routine, right? Because that's what we're talking about this week. We are talking about routine, Shay. Yes, we are. And so before I go any further with routine, I just want to give a shout out again to the monks. To those monks. They are amazing. Shay and I got to spend a little time together on the phone watching the monks, the Walk for Peace, and it was amazing. And then they had a meditation that was so powerful. I was just thinking of probably the hundreds of thousands of people around the world who were meditating at the same time, led in love and peace by these amazing, committed, dedicated monks. So, did y'all check that out? Let me know. It was just amazing. It was just amazing. So I just wanted to acknowledge that these are the things that we can do, right? We don't have to walk 2,300 miles across the country, but there is something that we can do to stand for the presence of love and peace in the world, right? The monks decided this is ours to do. And then they did it. And it took, I know, a lot of coordinating, logistics, all of the things. Some of them fell out, some of them had challenges, but they did it as a collective. They did it in the power of oneness, one mind. Yes, that's what each of us get to do in our own unique ways. We could make it our routine, y'all. It could be a routine to show up as the presence of peace, to show up as the presence of love, to show up as the presence of harmony. Make that part of your routine. Wherever you may be, there's love, there's joy, there's harmony, there's compassion, there's peace, there's connection, there's abundance, right? Whatever your essence is, we get to show up as that and make that, incorporate that as part of our routine. Because when it comes down to it, a routine is simply, I want to share this languaging. A routine is the harmony between your schedule and your habits. Harmony between your schedule and your habits. So I'm going to wrap Oh no, today's Thursday. We got one more day. So today I wanted to share how this impacts creating a effective routine, how schedule and habit impacts creating an effective routine. So I share with you all that I did a little research, and I want to just review, just to recap, schedule and habit. And you could watch the full episode yesterday when I go in depth with it. So, in essence, a schedule reflects your values and habits support your intentions. So, a schedule is external, it's the container, it's the framework. It answers those questions. When will I do this? Where will I do this? And for how long will I do this? And the example that I shared yesterday was around making transcendental meditation a part of my routine. So I need to schedule it. And over time, if I stick to the schedule, it will become a habit. So when will I do this? 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. I'm just using this as an example. 7 a.m., 7 p.m. Where will I do this? Probably in my office. For how long? 20 minutes each time. That's specific. It needs to be measurable, not vague, measurable. Yes? And then we talked about habit. And so when we talk about habit, habit is internal, right? It's at some point something that you would automatically do, often without even thinking about doing it. So habit answers the questions: what do I naturally do? What feels normal to me? What do I do without resistance? Habit is more about behavior. Yes? So it may not be natural, it may not feel normal, and you might not do it without resistance. But if you keep doing it and incorporating it, at some point, it will become a habit. We could have positive, if we want to use that language, and we could have negative habits. All right. So remember, a schedule is what you plan, a habit is what you do, it's your behavior, and a routine is what becomes your way of being. And I think the monks, yes, I'm going back to the monks have been an awesome demonstration of a routine that has become their way of being. Their way of being is peace and love and power. Oh my goodness, the strength. Y'all don't get me going on the monks again. I'm just in love with them. So today we're going to talk about how all of this impacts creating a effective routine. So here's the key piece. You use your schedule to build your habits, right? You use your schedule to build your habits. And then your habits eventually will become your routine. So here's an example. So I mentioned that TM is part of my routine, right? So I start with a schedule. And when you start with a schedule, you are making a conscious choice. So choice is also a part of this dynamic. Conscious choice. So I make a conscious choice to meditate, to do TM twice a day for 20 minutes each time. And then through that repetition, it becomes a embodied practice. And what do we know about practice? We know that when we practice, we make progress. So it becomes a embodied habit, right? And then over time, this becomes my natural way of being. Making a choice doesn't change. Every day, I make the conscious choice to abide by my schedule my habits because it is the framework of my day. It is my way of being represented through these schedules, the schedule and my habits. It becomes my routine. So let us remember that our schedule is our conscious intention. Our conscious intention. Our habits, when they become automatic, it's like they become grooves in our subconscious mind. We just automatically will start to do it. I think about Sekou and his run streak. He's over 1,000 consecutive days of running. It is now his way of being. It is his routine. He has embedded in his subconscious mind that who he is someone who keeps their word to themselves to run every single day, no matter what. And no matter what is not a wiggle. No matter what is, regardless if it's snowing, regardless if it's raining, it's windy, Sekou is out there doing it. So it becomes your routine, and your routine is your demonstration in form. It is your demonstration in form. So we could think of it as a creative process, right? In science of mind, religious science, we say it's the spirit, the soul, and the body, right? The conscious, subconscious, and the form. So in creating this routine and establishing our way of being, the schedule is the soul. No, the schedule is the spirit. Let's say the schedule is the seed. And we're planting the seed into our habits, into the subconscious pattern. And from that plant and that seed coming together, doing what it does in that creative medium, it takes form. It takes routine, schedule, habit, routine, the creative process. Seed, plant, seed, soil, plant. I'm like, that don't seem right, Rep. Melissa. Seed, soil, plant. Schedule, habit, routine. Can you visualize that? Your schedule is the seed. Your habit is the soil. And your routine is the plant. So let's just be with that and see if that supports you in establishing a routine that is in alignment with your way of being, in, first of all, with yourself and in the world and in your purpose and in your goals and your aspirations. In other words, in your life. Yes? So we are literally practicing the presence through the way in which we use our days, right? This is the system, as James Clear from Atomic Habits would say. Our system is the seed, the soil, and the plant, the schedule, the habits, and the routines. So I'll end with this. A schedule is something you follow. A habit is something that follows you. And a routine is how your life moves. A routine is the flow of your life. All right. So I would love to know how you use this in your life or not. It's really helping me establish a effective morning and evening routine for myself. So I'll share about our morning and evening routines more tomorrow to wrap up routine. And we will do a roll call for our quality, our essence for 2026 that we have made a commitment to embodying more fully for this year. So that is part of our routine. Yes? All right, y'all. So let me check in and then we will get into some joy news. And I don't know why today feels like right in this moment, today feels like a Friday. I have no idea why. So Shay, let's see. Shay says, girl, I've been hitting the gym. My body, she be sore. Getting it done. Bless the monks. Thank you. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. Good day, Ron. Good day. It's good to see you. Ron got it. He got the schedule, the habit, the routine. Yes, the seed, the soil, and the plant. Yes. Hello there, M. Brown. It's good to see you again. All right, y'all. Let's get into some joy news. So let's talk about this coming up weekend because there is something very special that happens on the third Sunday at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where I am the spiritual leader. On the first and third Sundays, we have in-person service. And our theme for February is the CSL theme for February is embracing the edge, embracing the edge. And my talk this Sunday has to do with the edge, and I can't think of it right now. So just come. If you are in the New York area, Jersey area, just come. It's in Pomona, New York, which is right in Rockland County. We do a collaborative service on the third Sunday with the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Rockland at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We will be in person and we will also be virtual. There's a special Zoom link on the third Sunday, which is the Unitarian Zoom link. We will not be live streaming on our Facebook page. Later on, the sermon will be posted on our YouTube channel at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. So I hope you will join us in person if you can. We're having a potluck right after service. So if you come, bring a dish to share with everyone. All right. So that is the joy news that I wanted to share today. Have a wonderful, wonderful today. M. Brown said, I have a schedule and all, but I get diverted. Unexpectedly when unexpected things arise and I can't get back to my schedule. I feel you on that. And things pop up, right? And we take care of the things that pop up. And then we get back to our schedule. But this is also where, when Linda talked about discernment, right? This is also where discernment comes in, because everything that pops up is not for us to do. It's not an emergency unless it is. But if it's not an emergency, it could probably wait, right? It could probably wait. So that's for you to assess and see for yourself. But I know for myself, being an interfaith minister, things pop up quite often. And I used to pop right along with it. It would pop up and there I go popping. I'm like, wait a minute. We're not doing this. No. So the pop-ups are not usually an emergency for me. And so then I incorporate it into my schedule for the next day, if it can wait till the next day or the next week, So the important thing is our schedules we create our schedules to support us. So External doesn't run us. Internal is what we are rooted in. So just something to look at in Brown. All right. All right. Great. I'm glad. I'm glad that makes sense. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow. If you need support, reach out. If you're looking for a spiritual life coach, if you've been thinking about, I need to talk to somebody. I just need to just flesh some things out. I have this, I know what my purpose is, but I don't know the next steps that I need to take. Reach out. Send me a direct message at I am Red Melissa, and we could set up some time to talk. All right? All right, y'all. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.